Hi, Coach Dale here. So for today's strength workout, we're going to do something a little bit different, something that I like to call micro workouts. And what that simply means is instead of putting all of our exercise or physical activity into a 1 hour block of time during the day, we're going to spread it out throughout the entire day. What you might want to do is set your alarm so that it goes off every hour, and then you'll do 3 to 4 sets of exercises out of the following categories: pushing, rowing, pulling, lunging, squatting, or core. All right, so to give you a few examples of that, if I was doing my pushing set, I might do a kneeling push-ups. There's so many variations of push-ups. I could go from a kneeling push-up. I could go a little bit harder on an inclined surface, doing my push-up there. I could go down to the ground to do a push-up. I could stagger my hands front or back. I could do a T push-up. I could have my hands closer together to emphasize the triceps. So there's so many different variations of push-ups that you could do. Basically, you just want to pick whatever one works for you, and you should have about 2 to 3 reps left. So the goal here isn't necessarily to do as many as you can every single time, but to make sure that over the course of the day that you get several sets in. All right, so you could do that as far as a pushing motion. The other one I could do is an overhead pressing motion. So I could either use my suitcase or a band, doing some overhead presses. So the next category we could do is rowing. So there's lots of things we could do there. We could do our suitcase rows using our backpack, rowing up. Remember thinking pulling that wrist towards the hip, shoulder towards the back pocket. We could do a banded row, basically the same version. So whether that's a high row, it could be here with my band and doing the same thing. Basically keeping that shoulder depressed, pulling the elbow back. I could do band pull-aparts. An example there, pinching the shoulder blades together. Go to pulling. If you have a pull-up bar, you can definitely do pull-ups or chin-ups. You could do banded pull-downs. So if I was to do this one as an example, it could be pulling here. Same movement as a pull-up, but if I'm not able to do a pull-up, this gives me an option to reduce that load. If I'm not able to anchor it up high, I can get the same vertical pulling motion by bringing my upper body horizontal to the ground. The next category would be squats. So there's so many different variations of squats as well. You could do body weight squats. So think of hinging with the hips, just making sure our knees are tracking our ankles, not caving in. We can hold our backpack in front or wear our backpack and do squats. We can do single leg squats. So a single leg squat, might go down to a bench here, putting one foot down and coming up. Going to lunges next. So lunges, again, tons of exercise we can do there. We can do walking lunges. We can do reverse lunges. We can do crossover lunges. We can have our rear foot elevated lunges. And again, you can load those a number of different ways using your backpack, bands, etc. The last exercises would be some core exercises. So there you might be doing planks. So I could be doing a kneeling plank. I could go full plank. I could be doing a plank press up. I could be doing our side plank, so either a kneeling side plank, full plank, top knee touching, bottom knee touching. I could be doing my inchworms, bear crawls. So really whatever you want to do for core. The idea there is just every time your alarm would go off, you'd hit out a few sets from each category, making sure you cover all the categories over the course of the day.